Sampadyatam tad bhavataha prasado yatahite daita pato prasadaha yastvam ayam namishto daito nuvarti maya bayam datam amushya deva sampadyatam tad bhavataha prasado yatahite daita pato prasadaha ayam mameshto daito nuvarti maya bayam datam amusha deva sampadayatam tad bhavataha prasado yatahite daita pato prasadaha. I am this mama my ishtaha favored daita very dear anuvarti follower maya by me abhayam fearlessness datam given amusha his deva O Lord sampadyatam please let it be granted that therefore bhavataha your prasadaha grace yata as he indeed te your daita of the demons pato for the chief prahlad prasadaha grace. Translation. This is Lord Shiva continuing to speak to Lord Krishna. This Banasura is my dear friend and faithful follower, and I have awarded him freedom from fear. Therefore, my Lord, please grant him your mercy, just as you showed mercy to Prahlad, the Lord of the demons. So I say, and you can repeat. This Banasura is my dear friend and faithful follower, and I have awarded him freedom from fear. Therefore, my Lord, please grant him your mercy, just as you showed mercy to Prahlad, the lord of the demons. Purport. Lord Shiva feels inclined to help Banasura because the demon showed great devotion to Lord Shiva when he provided musical accompaniment for Shiva's Khandava dance. Another reason Bana is an object of Lord Shiva's favor is that he is a descendant of the great devotees Prahlad and Bali. Omagyantimarintasya Galanjanan Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopeka Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurange Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So once again, the verse. This Banasura is my dear friend and faithful follower, and I have awarded him freedom from fear. Therefore, my Lord, please grant him your mercy, just as you showed mercy to Prahlad, the lord of the demons. So, Lord Shiva is making a case for Banasura. So, it's not an ordinary situation because Banasura was wanting to kill Krishna. He had such a powerful encampment. You know, he even had that three-legged demon creature. Yeah. And so he had all these weapons, and so he was really, I guess you could say, a pretty active opponent to Krishna. And so Lord Shiva is begging for his forgiveness. So this is a demonstration of great loving loyalty, isn't it? Why, if he had been a politician, he had been politically minded, he might have thought, you know, this Banasura has been making a lot of trouble for Krishna. And I could make some real points with Krishna if I say, Krishna, kill him right now. See, what do they call it? Throw him under the bus. Do they say that in India? In America, when someone is betrayed, they say he threw him under the bus. I never knew what that really meant, but people say that a lot. You know. It means to turn on someone. So, well, it looks like we've all been defeated. Krishna, I think Banasura should be killed. I'm your buddy. You know, let's throw him under the bus, even though they don't have buses back then. There are no buses. So you see, this is a demonstration of love, affection, loyalty. He's taking a chance. Well, that could have angered Krishna. Krishna could have said, oh, you're just as bad as he is. Isn't it? So, but out of love, affection, loyalty, he was saying, oh, Krishna, please spare him. I've granted him freedom from fear. Please help me to fulfill my promise to him, you see. So this is honor. This is an honorable thing to do. We don't see enough honor. Lord Shiva is taking a risk. Now, we might say that it's a small risk, but this is a risk. Why, this could have infuriated Krishna. Krishna could have said, no, this Banasura, he's a demon, and you're a demon if you're his shelter. You're giving him shelter. You're going against me, you see. So this is something that we can learn from. This Banasura is my dear and faithful follower. So he's not pushing him away. He's not turning his back on him. He's saying, he's my dear, faithful follower. You see? He's done such nice service. So, even though Banasura was full of so many bad qualities, and he had misbehaved tremendously, very badly. So Lord Shiva is looking at some of his good qualities. Why, he was loyal to me. He helped me at a time when I needed help. And so I'm begging you, Krishna, please show your mercy on him. After all, he is related to Prahlad. There is some relation there. So he's throwing that in to coax Krishna into saving his friend, his faithful follower. So this is Vaishnava etiquette. You see, loyalty, friendship. This is valuable to know. We need to learn how to be good friends. Now, everyone wants a friend, right? Does anybody not want a friend? No, we all want friends. So how do we get friends? If you go out in the world looking for friendship, it may be very difficult to find, right? Most people will agree with that. Very good, very hard to find worthwhile friendship. It's hard to find the kind of friendship that you want. You want someone like this on your side, don't you? Even when you might have made a mistake, you want someone that's looking past your mistakes and seeing your good qualities. Maybe you've made a lot of big mistakes, but you did some nice things, and they're pointing those things out and glorifying those good things that you did. You'd like a friend like that, wouldn't you? So the way that you get friends like that is you have to go out and be that kind of friend. You can't just demand, oh, Krishna, send me a friend. Show the world the kind of friend that you are. Be the friend. It's like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. You want the world to change? Show the world what that change is. You be that change. If you go out in the world looking for friends, it's going to be very difficult. You may not get many really good friends. But if you go out in the world to be a good friend, you'll have many, 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 many of them. You see, it works that way. It works the same way with love. We all want love. We want loving fellowship, you see. And so if you go out in the world looking for love, it's scarce. It's very valuable. It's more valuable to a very wealthy man. Love is more valuable than his money. Why? What makes things valuable? They're rare. When something is rare, the price goes up, right? Gold? You don't find gold just anywhere. The price is high. The price of love is high because it's very rare. So if you go out in the world looking for it, for love for you, good luck. You're going to spend a lot of time and energy. You're going to look under all these rocks looking for love, crawling up trees looking for love. You're going to be so needy. Everyone you approach, could you love me? And people are going to say, sure, yeah, okay. See? So it's very difficult. I need love. So if you want love, go out in the world and love. Love your fellow parts and parcels of Krishna. You have so much in common. There's so much to love about every living entity. They're part and parcel of your beloved Krishna. If you go out in the world to give love, you're going to be drowning in an ocean of love. Why, people will love you. Don't solicit their love. Don't solicit their friendship. Go be a loving friend. And don't artificially demonstrate it. Live that way. Live that way. And you'll be inundated with friends. You'll be drowning in an ocean of love. This is the nature of the Vaishnava. This is the life of the devotee. This is a fact, you see. And that way you're not the needy person. Oh, could you love me? I was talking with one psychologist. I like when I meet up with these guys to talk to them about human behavior. Because when we're preaching, sometimes it's valuable to know human behavior. And he said that if you meet someone that says, I just have so much love to give, why doesn't someone love me? You found a very troubled person. If you have so much love to give, what's holding you back? Why aren't you giving it? So really, you want us to love you. You want us to love you first. You see? You can't be a shelter if you're that needy. If you're that needy for love, oh, please, love me. Someone should love me. What kind of a shelter is that? If you go to take shelter of someone and take their advice, and they say, oh, I'm glad you've come. I just need someone to love me. Well, that's not a shelter, is it? You should leave. Thank you, bye. Go look for a shelter. Isn't that a fact? So, you can't be a shelter if you're needy. How can you give shelter to anyone? If you want to be loved, you have to be lovable. Be lovable. And that means you should be loving. Does this make sense? So we're seeing this demonstration. You know, Lord Shiva, this is honor. This is a great example. The great devotees always give us this example to follow. This is their mercy. All of these happenings in Srimad Bhagavatam are not just stories. This is a roadmap for us to follow. This is how we should behave. Maybe we can't be as great as Lord Shiva, but we can follow in those footsteps, yes? You know? So we should be loyal to our friends. We should be a friend. Don't worry about them being your friend. You have a friend, right? Krishna says, Shuridam Sarvabhutanam. I am your dearmost friend and ever well-wisher. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Krishna says it. If you believe that, then that really should be enough for you. Krishna is your dearmost friend and ever well-wisher. You've got the best friend that you could ever have, or that anyone could ever have. Maybe you don't have enough faith in that friendship. Maybe you feel guilty. Maybe you feel like, I've come to this material world and I've left Krishna. Maybe when he says, Shuridam Sarvabhutanam, he's not talking about me. Maybe he's talking about him, but not me. I'm feeling guilty because I've betrayed Krishna. I left. I just left to go enjoy separately. So maybe you think that way. But no, Krishna remembers the good side of you. He remembers the eternity that you spent together in Goloka Vrindavan together. For the eternity before you came here. And he's anticipating the eternity yet to come when you return. Krishna sees the real you. He doesn't see these temporary faults. These faults have to do with your association of the body, your identification with the body, and with some society that you feel addicted to. You see? No, Krishna sees the real you. You have an eternal form. What does that look like? When Krishna looks at you, what does he see? Do you think he sees this old, ugly man? Do you think he sees what you see when you look in the mirror? What does he see? That's something we should ponder. It's something very beautiful. The nature of the living entity is to be beautiful. But you have all the attributes of Krishna. He's the most beautiful. You're the most beautiful, just not in the quantity of his beauty. Quality, same. That's a lot of beauty, isn't it? So, what is it about you that Krishna sees that makes him so happy? And you know that that's true. You have the empowerment from the Supreme to give him pleasure. You're empowered by the source of pleasure to give the source of pleasure great pleasure. You're empowered to enhance his ecstasy. That's the nature, that's the function of the living entity. That's you. That ought to give you a little bit of confidence, you know? And you should tell yourself that. You should tell yourself that Krishna is my dearmost friend and ever well-wisher. And Krishna finds you attractive. Do you think that Krishna has any parts and parcels that are unattractive? No. You are attractive to Krishna. That's why he likes you around. He likes your look, your sound, your wit, whatever it is that you're contributing to enhance his ecstasy. He loves it so much that he's working so hard to get you to come back. Why, he's engaging thousands and thousands, millions of people around the world to come and get people like us back. You know, Krishna's not indifferent to your situation. Krishna's not saying, oh, you know, you're in the material world. Hey, look, you got yourself into that trouble. You get yourself out. No, look how hard Krishna is working. Look how hard Krishna is engaging his devotees, his pure devotees, to come here to this rotten material world to get you. So this is love. So Krishna is showing the example. I'm loving you first. I'm showing my love. I'm demonstrating my love. I'm being your friend. I'm being your shuri. I do it all the time, again and again. So we should feel that way. I should love you, Krishna. I don't feel it. Maybe a little bit, but I know that I do. It's only logic that I love Krishna. There's nothing about Krishna that is not lovable. He's 100% totally lovable, fully attractive. And he is your friend, just like Lord Shiva is the friend of Banasura. He is your friend too. Krishna's looking out for you. He's your dearmost friend. He wants you to come back. He will stand up for you. He will give you a good reference. Just like Lord Shiva is giving a good reference to Banasura, even after Banasura had been such a jerk. He's been such a demon. He's been naughty. You see? And Lord Shiva is saying, no, he's my friend and follower. But overlook his faults. He's done some wonderful things. So Krishna is like that with you. Radharani is like that to you. You do a little devotional service and Radharani recommends you to Krishna. Your spiritual master is like this. Spiritual master is saying, Jai. Spiritual master is recommending you to Krishna. He's sincere. He may have some faults, but we're working on those. Please give him your mercy, Krishna. You see? So all of this is there for us to follow. We should be this way too. You should be loving. You should be a good friend. You have all of this example to follow. From Guru, sadhus, it's in Shastra, Krishna himself, why the whole spiritual world is demonstrating this. Be a loving friend. Be loyal. So I'll pause here and see if there are any questions, discussion. Anyone? So this is a very important point. Yeah, what's your question?
Thank you so much for this wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, how we can develop love for the devotees? Because we know Krishna pleased when we love our devotees. We see in this material world that the love is very conditional. we see like if someone is doing for us something, then we say I love you. Otherwise, I hate you.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like how we can develop the love for devotees.
Well, what are the things that we should appreciate most about our fellow living entities? What are the most appreciable things? That would be their service. We may have some disagreement with one of our God brothers, you see. So we have some disagreement. I don't like the way he did this or the way he talked mean to me. I didn't get the respect that I thought I was due. So in other words, I had an unfulfilled material desire. Unfulfilled material desires lead to anger. So in other words, I found myself in the modes. And so I formed an opinion about this Prabhu because I don't feel that he gave me proper respect. So I'm in the modes and I'm making a decision on this part and parcel of Krishna. That doesn't sound intelligent, does it? So I should, maybe my feelings were hurt, but let me analyze the service that this person does. Maybe he does such nice service. Maybe some of his service is very nice. So, Krishna, even if you do some of your service very nice, Krishna is very happy. Even a little bit of service makes Krishna very happy. You see? So, we're part and parcel of Krishna. When will we act like that? Let's behave like we're part and parcel of Krishna. In other words, we have to get out of and stay out of the modes. I made a decision on someone probably because I was in the modes. I didn't get proper respect. And that made me angry. So now I want to hurt this person. You see? That's just material garbage in the mind. Let's look at the person. If we're going to make some judgment, let's look at their service. Surely they do some nice service. And then we can tell ourselves, what respect am I due anyway? Why, I'm a follower of Lord Chaitanya. As a follower of Lord Chaitanya, I don't ask for respect. You see? Respect isn't required because I'm a follower of Lord Chaitanya. So we can talk to ourselves like that. Let's find something about this devotee, that some service that they do that you know Krishna appreciates. And if you can't find any good quality, any good service, then maybe you need to give him your friendship. Maybe you need to give him your love. Maybe he really needs a good friend. Sometimes people act up. Sometimes people might act in an offensive way because they're hurting. You know, they're hurting inside. Maybe from things that other people have done or things that they've done that they feel guilty about. So they have, you know, in India, do they use that term? They have a chip on their shoulder? No? So I don't know where that come from, but they use that in the West a lot. You know, he has a chip on his shoulder. You know, like he's ready to get mad at any minute. Because someone or some group or some world has hurt him. And so now he lashed out at me. And then I fell in the modes and I got mad, and now I want to lash out at him. So you have two people in the modes. Two people in the modes. What good can come from that? One of you needs to behave like a devotee. If that's you, even though he's wronged you, you might be able to give him the love that he feels that he's missing. The friendship. I've had it happen to me over the last several decades. I remember back in the 80s, from time to time, I would get a little angry with some of my godbrothers. I felt that they did me wrong. I felt that they were a little envious of some position that I had or something. And so I saw them as my enemy. And as the years went by, I realized they were just going through a hard time. And so I tried to be their friend. Subtly, just try to be their friend. Maybe not the best friend, spend a lot of time with them, but react like a Vaishnava gentleman. And we became, as time went by, we became good friends. We developed mutual respect for each other. This may not always work, but it could. It could. You see? It's worth trying. There may be people that you encounter that you just have a hard time associating with. So maybe it's better that they work on their side of the street and you work on your side of the street. Wish them well. Wish them well. We don't wish any difficulty on anyone, even those who may be out to get us. We don't want them to suffer. But sometimes maybe he has to serve over there and I have to serve over there. That should be rare. And maybe as time goes by, it'll drift together. You'll end up serving together and have a different opinion of each other, a more mature opinion. Sometimes these things happen just because we're immature devotees. So you can't make a decision forever. We make immature decisions. We should be willing to go back and apply maturity to that decision. Later on, come up with a mature decision. Now this can be difficult in the beginning. You see? Main thing is we need to stay out of the modes. It's good to ask ourselves from time to time when we start to feel a little bit of passion, ask yourself, are you in the modes? Tell yourself, be honest with me now, are you in the modes? Because you're thinking you're right. Are you really? Or is this just some mode of passion fit that you're throwing? Why, he didn't treat me with respect. And when you hear yourself say that, just say, so what? So what? There's going to be a lot of people that won't treat you with the respect that you want. Try not to want any respect. Problem solved. Look the other way. Always remember, Krishna is my dearmost friend. He's my ever well-wisher. All of these people that I associate with, all of these living entities are parts and parcel of Krishna. I just need to learn how to appreciate that. I need to believe it and then act on that and behave like that. That's spiritual maturity. And sometimes it takes learning the hard way. Learning the hard way is learning from our mistakes. Maybe we should learn from others' mistakes. Maybe we should learn from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. You see? Is that a good answer? What else? This loyalty is very important. Very important. We must be loyal to one another. We have to see ourselves as family. We have to see all living entities as family. When you're preaching, let's not preach down to the non-devotees. Don't think, well, I'm a devotee of Krishna. I'm so much more elevated than you. Try not to preach down. Preach level. Friends talk like that, don't they? Friends don't talk down to each other. Friends talk on a level. Treat each other as an equal. Even if they're a non-devotee, they are equal. They are part and parcel of Krishna. And Krishna wants you to save them. Not show them how much more advanced you are. And talk down to them. Why? No. Heart to heart is level. Don't try to impress them. Try to give them your friendship and your love. Try to give them Krishna's love. That will attract them. Whether they're impressed or not, that doesn't matter. You are part and parcel of Krishna. You are attractive. Behave like it. When we're preaching, when we're counseling each other, we should talk like that. Don't talk down. Even if someone is your junior, what does that prove? I'm showing you that I'm your senior? Oh, that's really going to get a really good friendship going, isn't it? Offer respect to everyone. After all, many of these people that you'll be preaching to that are not devotees yet, in a very short time, they're going to be a much better devotee than you. Now, that's a fact. And you may find yourself saying, I'll never be as good a devotee as this person. I just see how quickly they took to Krishna consciousness. Why, it took me a struggle for so long. And now this person is making such advancement. You see? We should see that. So that should keep us, it should help keep us a little humble, you know, in our dealings with one another and those that we're preaching to. You see? Be their friend. Offer them your love. Strong preaching. Then they'll listen to you when you're preaching out of the books. Then they'll value your opinion. They'll value your association. They'll want more of your association. They'll want to hear more from you. I know I've probably said this before. I say it a lot, but to the preachers, you should learn this. If you become a very expert public speaker, very well-trained public speaker, people may remember 30 to 35% of what you say. But they're going to remember 90 to 100% of how you make them feel. If you make them feel like you're their friend, if you make them feel some of your love, well, they're going to listen to a lot more. Maybe they'll remember 50, 70, 80% of what you say. It's not just you moving air out of your mouth to their ear, slamming them with shlokas, showing them how many shlokas you know, and they don't know. Shlokas are important. They used to have a joke on the Radha Damodar traveling Sankirtan party. They would say, when you're preaching, keep the mood happy. Quote a shlok and crack a joke. Throw in a joke. Get people to laugh. Be enjoyable. Be pleasant. I mean, Krishna says devotional service is performed joyously, right? Doesn't he say that? So where's the joy? Where's your contribution to the joy? Quote a shlok, crack a joke. Throw in some humor. Lighten things up. People will feel good. If you make people happy, why, they'll listen to you. They'll tell their friends, hey, this guy, he says the most wonderful things, and he's so loving and so friendly and funny. Why, you will enjoy it. Let's go here. If it's just a bunch of philosophy that you dump on them, hey, that could work. It'll have an effect, no doubt. But you'll be more effective if you know how you're making them feel. And you're part and parcel of Krishna. You should be able to make them feel really nice. Krishna appreciates your association. Let others appreciate your association. You exist to enhance Krishna's ecstasy. Krishna is the complete whole. He doesn't need any of us. But to enhance his ecstasy, we exist. So, fulfill your function. Do what it is that you do so well with all living entities. Incorporate that into your preaching, and your preaching will be much more successful, positively, more personal. When you're humorous with someone, that's personal, isn't it? Friends laugh together. People who love each other laugh together. So, any more questions? Jai. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.